Hi guys, it's Maria. This is an interview about my city.
Hello, Maria. How are you? I'd like to know, could you tell me how many criminal incidents have been reported in your city over the past year?
There have been some incidents, but the crime rate in Timana is low compared to other cities. Other cities. For example, Pitalito.
Great. That's a good start. Let's keep going with the next question. So, what places around your city would you recommend visiting and why?
Mm, and I suggest visiting La Capilla de Naranjal because of the beautiful architecture. Also, las cuevas de Santa Clara for the natural and legend, and the Temple San Callisto for its history and spiritual calm.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful. Now, moving on to the next question. What are the most commonly used means of transportation in Timana, and how do they affect the daily life of its residents?
Most people use buses, mototaxis, and cars. They are essential, but during rain, the roads are bad, make travel long or difficult.
Excellent. That's a clear response. Let's move on to the next question. What local dishes would you recommend trying, and what are the most common ingredients in the city's cuisine?
I'd recommend trying the asado huelense and tamales. Common ingredients are pork, yuca, corn, platings, and specials like garlic and onions.
That sounds delicious. All right, let's continue with the next question. How would you describe the folklore of your city, and what are the most representative traditions?
Mm. In Timana, the folklore is strong. Stories of the La Gaitana, dance like rajaleña, and traditional like asado in fiestas patronales are very representative.
That's wonderful. Now let's move on to the next question. What musical activities are most popular in your city, and how does local music influence their region's culture?
Local music such as rajaleña and bambuco are common. People garden in festivals and churches, and music connect use the our story and identity.
That's great. Now let's go to the next question. How would you describe the traffic in your city, and what are the peak hours when it's most congested?
Traffic is moderate. The worst time are early morning and late afternoon when people go to work or return home.
Perfect. Now let's proceed to the next question. What cultural events are celebrated annually in your city, and what impact do they have on the community?
We have patron saints festivals, religion pilgrimages, and cultural fairs. They bring people together, strengthen our identity, and support local economy.
That's wonderful. Now let's move on to the next question. Which iconic places in Timanai would you recommend visiting, and what history or significance do they hold for the community?
I recommend to the Temple San Callisto, Capilla de Naranjal, and the Aposentos in Tobo. They are symbols of faith, history, and natural beauty deeply rooted in our community.
That's fantastic. Now let's go to the next question. What is the importance of the main church in Timanau for the local community, and what significant events are held there?
The main church is a center of faith and gathering. Important events like patron saints celebration, Sunday mass, wedding, and Christmas service are held there.
Perfect. That wraps up that question. And with that, we've gone through all of them. If you need any more help or want to practice more, just let me know. This is going to turn out great.
Local makers are very important because people buy fresh products and farmers sell directly. They support the economy and the great community.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Local markets really do play a crucial role in the community. If you need any more assistance or want to run through anything else, just let me know.
Yes.
Got it. All right. So let's jump back into it. Here we go. Question 12. How does the history of Timana influence the current tradition and customs of its inhabitants? Whenever you're ready, go ahead and respond and we'll keep the flow going.
The story of the La Gitana and the ingenious road influence of our traditions. We kept respect for the land, legends, and cultural pride.
That's a great answer. Everything is flowing perfectly. Just let me know if you need to revisit anything or if you want to continue with the next question. We're doing awesome.
Um, yes, soccer is the most popular sport. Young people play the school and fields, and the community sport local tournaments.
Perfect. That's a great response. We're definitely on the right track. Whenever you're ready for the next question, or if you want to do another round, just let me know. You're doing an amazing job. Got it. No worries. We'll keep everything in English and just flow naturally. So let's go ahead and continue with question 14, and then we'll move on to question 15 seamlessly. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Yes, are you ready? And I'm yes.
Absolutely, I'm ready. Let's dive right in. Go ahead with your answer to question 14, and then we'll keep the momentum going from there. Let's do it. Types of artistic and cultural expressions stand out in Timana, and what impact do they have on the local community? Whenever you're ready, go ahead and share your response.
Artistic expression like ceramic, painting, and traditional dance are strong. They preserve our identity and give opportunities to young artists.
That's a fantastic response. Now let's move on to question 15. How do schools and libraries in Timana contribute to the educational and cultural development of the community? Whenever
Es-
you're ready, go ahead.
Schools and the public library give access to educational, reading, and cultural projects. They guide the youth and strengthen community values.
That was excellent. You did a fantastic job. Everything flowed really well. If you need any more practice or want to go over anything else, just let me know. You're doing great.
Thank you for helping me and see you later.
You're very welcome. Take care and see you next time. Have a great one.
Bye bye.